recording. All right, we are recording. Over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica Hewitt. I own the Witherspoon Venue and Downtown Dance and Fitness, downtown Abilene. One of my greatest passions is being a part of someone's special moment in life and making my client feel special and important. It's not a cookie cutter venue. It's not a rent for 4 hours and be on your way. I want to make a friend for life. I tailor to my clients' needs. So whatever their specific needs are, I meet that. I've been fortunate enough to host high school proms, weddings, anniversary parties, first birthday parties. I have a traveling competition dance team. I've been part of the Abilene Dancing with the Stars for the past 9 years. I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. Everyone coming to my venue will have an experience they never forget. If they want a basic event, they can go to any other venue in town. There's plenty. But I offer things that no one else can offer. I have dance classes, boudoir photos, bachelorette boa parties, dance parties with about the reception and the event. I choreograph quinces. I want to make a friend for life, not just rent you a building. The building is from 1926. It was the original grocery store in Abilene. So it has a lot of character. There's the original cork is still on the wall. It's a very shabby chic. It's very beautiful. What else did I need to cover?
Why the Witherspoon? Why the name? Where'd that come from?
The name is the original name on the building. It was the Witherspoon Company, and the railroad track wrapped around the building in 1920s and picked up and dropped off cold food and all the food for Abilene. So I kept it original. So it's the Witherspoon Venue, not the Witherspoon Company.
All right. Let me open it up to a couple of you to ask questions. Anything you would like to learn a little bit more about, ask questions at this point before we start to find out more. And don't all go silent.
How long have you been doing something like this?
I've been dancing in that dancing and fitness area since 1990. Mm-hmm. But the venue is new. So I'm adding what I've already done my entire life with the venue.
Oh.
The venue is new.
So just to understand a little bit about what must be going through Jessica's mind, she didn't rent the building. She didn't say, oh, I want to start a venue and let me find a great location that's got great lawns and all the rest of the stuff. And she didn't go and find the country club look. She went and bought an old building downtown. When I first drove up to that building, I was seriously wondering if I was in the right place. Once I got inside, completely different story. Jessica, tell us a bit more about some of the key areas that you have in the building, and some of your vision of where you want to take the building.
Right now, there's a little lobby that you come into, and then there's a little hallway, and you come into a 9,000-foot huge room with these big, huge columns. There's an 18-foot ceiling. It's got your cork on the wall. I have a wall with mirrors, and it has the old windows on the top so you can see downtown lights, the old vintage 1920 windows.
What else have you looked at adding to that? You were talking to me about some future plans for the roof and that.
Future plans, I want to have a rooftop venue as well, because I'm right on the corner. You can see the entire downtown area. So I will have rooftop access and a venue on top as well.
So there's more to this than just come and have your wedding here. We can put out some tables and serve you some food, and you can have a wedding. Tell us a little bit about start to finish. You meet a couple, everything you go through, everything you provide, things that they have options to, and that kind of thing.
When they rent with me, I have a full package. I will do boudoir photos for the bride. I will do the bride's bachelorette boa chair dance party, very popular. I will also choreograph the couple's first dance. Sometimes that doesn't happen. One of them is shy, so I'll choreograph. The last wedding I did, it was a mother-son dance. So they start off with your basic waltz, and then they break it down and surprise everyone and make memories that no one else has.
What have you done about the catering side? Is that something you want to include down the road, or is that something you include now, or what are you doing there?
No, on the catering, I have a list of other local caterers, and I give them a list, and they can talk and choose and pick their own caterer. I have a place for the caterers to set up, go serve the food, and then exit beautifully.
So this, to understand, this is not like a country club, restaurant, and all the rest of the stuff. This is a building that has a tremendous amount of character that gives the couple an opportunity to have their reception, invite all their friends, and really have something that's not the norm.
Yes.
Roughly how many people do you think you can fit in there?
500. I have the biggest dance floor in Abilene, other than the Civic Center.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Other people. Caitlin's already spoken. The other three, you're going to be part of this project. You're going to be working as a group. The four of you are going to work together to put together a paper by the end of next week, Sunday. So 10 days from now, 12 days from now, you're going to have a paper put together that's going to answer the questions for Jessica. Basically, the first paper is more about expressing to Jessica that you fully understand what she does, who she is, what are the different opportunities. So one of the things I'd like to set up this week, and it's probably not going to be something we can do class time, but I'd like to go and see the venue so you guys can get an idea of what it is and what it entails. I don't know what Jessica's schedule is. This is a surprise on her, but we'd like to set up a time for you to be able to go and actually see what she has. Maybe next Monday, instead of meeting virtually for class, we can go and meet at the venue, and you guys can check it out, drill down a little bit more. Adrian, you're still quarantined until when? The 5th?
The 7th.
The 7th. So he wouldn't be able to go to a on-site visit, but perhaps we can do that some other way. What is the 7th? The Monday?
Yeah, I believe it's that Monday.
So you are able to go out on the Monday?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, then maybe we can do it next week, Monday. Instead of meeting virtually, we can go and meet on site. What I'm looking for at this point is, do you have a full understanding of what she is and what she does? Understand the market. What does a venue actually provide? And could you articulate that to someone if they said, so what is the Witherspoon? Be able to talk to them about, this is what they are, this is who they are, and this is what they do. All right, so those are the kind of questions.
One major thing. I forgot one major thing. I also do personal training for the bridal party and parents, so that's also a big hit.
Get them in shape for their wedding.
Oh, absolutely.
I have a quick question, really. do you already have a social media platform for the Witherspoon?
As of now, I have Facebook and Instagram.
I was just curious.
So straight off the bat, the other three of you, what do you think some of the things that she's facing doesn't necessarily have to relate to this week's project or this paper? What are the things that come to mind right away about what she's told you so far?
I think she definitely has a really unique opportunity, and like the market that she will not necessarily the value and like the space and product essentially she's offering is definitely something that not a lot of people have seen. And like when she just said that personal training for the bridal whatever, that's pretty dope because everyone wants to look good for their wedding or whatever. So, you know, if they're looking good, feeling good, they'll probably tell their friends about you. I think that's awesome.
One of the things that she said right at the beginning was that she's going to create an experience for you that you'll never forget. I think building up to a wedding or something and having them get them in shape, get them choreographing a dance and all those kind of things, those are all parts of a very memorable occasion. So I think that's one of the strengths that she brings to the table. Mesa, you had something you want to add?
Yeah, I was gonna agree with Tate because writing down all the advantages that she has that I've never heard of for like a venue or anything before, which I actually found interesting. And I was wondering like who your biggest competitor would be in your market.
Right now, it's just there are so many venues in Abilene right now, but my look is different from everyone else's. So it's just the bride has to like it, and it has to be her dream venue. I'm just adding to the experience. But my look is very different. There's a 201 Mesquite down the street. His is it's all wood. It's very country. It's very Western. Mine is not like that. Mine's very shabby chic.
Yeah, I searched yours and I actually went to your Facebook profile to look at the pictures, and I looked at that and I like it a lot actually. It's actually very nice in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So any other questions? I don't want to keep Jessica too much longer. We will, as I said, I've recorded this. We'll have a discussion about where you guys what you want to start looking at, how you're going to divide this up. I know not all of you are going to work on the same thing. So when I turn it over to you, you guys have to run with your project. This is not my assignment, it's yours. So you guys need to step up and say, okay, I'm going to do this part, I'm going to do this part, I think you should do that part. Someone has to do time management and those kind of things. Someone has to do research. Someone has to write. Someone has to develop the PowerPoints. So what we are aiming for is a nice, solid document that has got plenty of content for Jessica. That'll be ready by end of next week. So that's Sunday the 13th. And then a presentation on Monday the 14th that we will do virtually. You guys will present to her what you have found and what you understand about her business. One of the hardest things to do in research is to research something you don't have a good grasp of. So you're going to show Jessica on the 13th, on the 14th in the presentation that you fully understand what she does. So when you go and tour the building on the next week on the 7th, take pictures, ask questions, take videos. Make sure you have material that you can say, yeah, look at the pictures. I saw this room that you have here. What are you going to use that for? What are the options here? How are you going to decorate this? Those kind of things. So a lot of questions that you need to ask. And I think the best way to look at the building when you go next week is to look at it as if you are a bridal couple. We are a couple going in. We need to understand what you do and look at it from those eyes. And then change your perspective and look at it from the parents of the bride. Is this something that we want to? Most parents want to give their kids this amazing wedding. Is that the vision you have for your kid's wedding? What would you want to see? And start looking at the venue from those perspectives. And then look at it from a competition's perspective. What is the competition out there? There's a lot of competition, as Jessica said. But there's a lot of competition that is very traditional. You can go to the country club and, oh, we're having our wedding at the country club. Everybody has their wedding at the country club. It's just another club. But what is unique about this one that in 25 years, when you are looking back at your wedding, can you say, wow, do you remember this? This was amazing. I love the decor. I love the way she worked with us for our dance and those kind of things. Maybe in 25 years, you come back and do it again, and you have your renewing of your vows there, and you have another dance that you do 25 years later, and you get choreographed again. So that's what Jessica is talking about that long-term, lifetime relationship. Not just come and get your wedding done, have your event, and thank you very much, goodbye. Jessica, anything else you want to add before we say goodbye to you, and then I take these four and see where their minds are?
I think that's it for today. Thank you all for having me, and I can't wait to meet all of you.
All right. Thanks, Jessica. I will be in touch with you to set up, make sure you are aware of what we're going to be doing for the next interview with you on the 14th, and make sure you're prepared for that. And then I'll see you tomorrow in class for the promotions.
Yes.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jessica.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm going to stop the, if you want me to keep recording so you have record of the class, or you want to, you're good with me stopping now?
You can keep recording.
Okay. So think about what you heard. What comes to mind right off the bat?
A wedding venue. Yeah.
Wow, you're smart.
You really got that one. I'm glad that
You nailed that.
No, but it's like something different. It's a different type of wedding venue than I've heard of. I've never heard of a wedding venue like where they choreograph like a dance for you or have different types of things for you. I know it's just like wedding venue, we're just a building and that's all we are.
Yeah, I think she has a lot more advantages than most venues. Not just like the scenery or anything. It's more of like what she can do for them personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like
She was telling me one of her highest demand services is she does the chair dance with the bowers and all the rest stuff for the bridal for the bachelorette party. So she basically puts on a bachelorette party where she's doing the chair dancing and all that kind of fun stuff for the girls. I've never heard of that. And she says apparently she does it every Sunday, and it's fully booked. So that's a very unusual offering that I've never heard of, and she says is extremely popular.
Yeah.
She's definitely playing into that, creating like you'll never forget. Like she's playing into that hardcore, especially with the dance. I feel like. Plus, didn't she say she had the largest dance floor other than the Civic Center, like around here?
Yep.
That's pretty dope. And didn't she say that had like the big like pillars or something like that?
It's got big. Well, when you consider that it's got 18-foot ceilings, which is basically 2.5 floors. So you got 18-foot ceilings, and then you got these.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 big columns supporting the ceiling. There's 4 big columns that she decorates. So it's
It looks
a
like there's 6.
significant. It's a significant building,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of space.
She definitely found herself like a really opportune building.
Yeah, when I first looked at it, I thought this is gonna run down. When I was on the outside, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we looking at here? Is this one of those pipe dream type situations? But after going through and talking to her and understand a little bit about her vision and what she's trying to do, she is the epitome of that hungry entrepreneur as well. She's got she works 5 different jobs or things so that she can buy this building. She didn't go out there and say, well, I'm going to get investors and all the rest. She took her money and she went out and bought the building, and she says, I'm doing it. Tough time in life to go and buy a building, go and roll the dice, not take on investors. But she says, I don't want partners. I don't want investors. I don't want anybody dictating to me how I'm going to do this. I have a vision of what I want to do, and I'm going to go and do it. That's exciting. What do you think some of the challenges of doing that could be?
Maybe if she wants to control everything and do it her way, she might crash and burn, possibly.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work out. And if she's like reluctant to take on others' ideas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and if she's working multiple jobs, it's kind of hard.
How much time does she really have? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. She does personal training sessions at the country club, I think 3 days a week. She does the dance studio. She has personal training sessions. She works doing insurance sales, and she's got the venue. So she's hustling. And she's also does photography. She does different photography sessions there at the venue. So she's got a lot of stuff going, but she's clearly made a decision. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make it work.
For real.
So the introduction part of this final paper on Moodle says you need 1 to 2 pages that cover the background, explain the context of the issue that you're going to do the research on. What do you think the issue is? What is the issue she faces?
Right now, an issue that I'm seeing is that she lacks social media.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
with that.
bad. She hasn't posted since 2018 on her video.
She should have just said she didn't have one.
Yeah, well, she posted recently on July 21st, but it wasn't about the studio. And the most recent one is 2018. So I was like, oh, wow.
So that all goes to the background. So when you write your background, one of the parts that you're going to write about is understanding where she is today. So this is the business, this is the client, this is where she is today. So who do you think, based on what you've heard so far, what do you think the target customer is, the target client for her is?
People like
Newlyweds?
Give me
Oh,
demographics.
people who want to get married. Sorry,
Really? They already got married. They're gonna have a reception.
No, I meant people who are going to get
Caitlin,
married.
you're really on top of it today.
I need my coffee
I'm
today. I
dead.
told
That
you.
was so funny.
Or even 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds, quinceañeras and sweet 16s.
Oh, okay.
Sweet 16s. What's the Mexican one? When they turn
Quinceañera.
15. Making sure you have that one. You know, the Jewish community, bar mitzvahs. Big
you
events.
could
Any
even
party you want to throw.
yeah, you could even like do college kids for like banquets.
Facts. She said she's got a big old dance floor. What?
Yeah, and have up to 500 people in there.
It's a big
We could
party.
continue to.
You can have half of McMurray can be on in the building.
Yeah.
Just
So-
takes one person and we're all on
Okay,
quarantine.
so based on what you've just thrown out, that's a very much a shotgun approach. Now, let's say we're going to sniper this. Give me a demographic description of a more targeted market that she's going to go after. So on the shotgun approach, you've got about a 5% chance of hitting something. All right. Hold on a second. My coffee has arrived. You see that? Service with a smile.
Oh my goodness.
And Angie doesn't want to come on camera, so she's like,
Yo,
Around
tell
the
Angie I
corner.
said, what's up?
So on a shotgun approach, you got a 5% chance of hitting something, maybe less. On a sniper approach, you pretty certain whatever you shoot, you're going to hit. So college kids, weddings, bar mitzvahs, all of that is shotgun. Tell me a sniper approach. If she went out and advertised and talked to one person, what would that one person look like that she knows for certain she can get?
Maybe like a young, probably like at least like middle class person, you know, like active, you know, because they're gonna want to actually dance and stuff.
So active,
But I
okay.
feel like that's not cheap. I feel like her services aren't cheap though.
I feel like you can do like a range of 30 to 40-year-olds because they can tell their daughters or something. Like let's say their
So-
daughters are 16.
Okay, so now we have a conflict here. Tate's saying young, and Caitlin's saying 30 to 40s.
I don't know. Kind of the mom thing. Sounds like something
Oh, yeah.
moms would set up.
Most of the time, the parents will help pay for the wedding anyway.
So
Yeah,
are
let's just
you
go straight parents.
targeting the weddings of? Well, let me just throw out the question. Do you think the ideal couple is fresh out of college or closer to 50?
I would say closer to 30.
50's a stretch.
50's old. I think we
What?
skipped the whole group here.
Well,
What happened to the 40-year-olds?
My whole lifetime
I'm
was
trying
gone.
to get you one extreme or the other.
I mean, I
have
guess
my
you could say
opinion of it.
50. I
I
mean,
have
yeah,
my
because
opinion.
if we do parents and that's closer to 50, they're helping pay for their kid's wedding. So therefore, the kids' age don't really matter because whatever they got, they got.
Well, because I feel like the kid would be like, "Mom, have you heard of any place?" And then the mom would be like, "Oh yeah, I heard of this place."
It would definitely be a joint effort.
Yeah.
Okay, so now mother of the bride, closer to 50. I'm still leaning towards this is not going to be a venue. Just in my, maybe I'm wrong. Mesa and Caitlin, you tell me. A young bride is looking for the picture perfect wedding, the great lawns, the gardens, and all the rest of the stuff, my flowers, and all that sort of stuff. They are looking for the picture perfect. Someone around Angie and my age, we're looking for something with character, unique, different. We can afford to do something different, and we don't want to go down the road of the norm. What are your views on that?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Y'all want something which might be a little bit more out of the ordinary or like special.
Especially if this is your, like, for us would be a second wedding. A lot of people want picture perfect first wedding, but for a second wedding, if you end up having a second wedding, you're like, well, this is what we want. We want something with character. So my first view is, when I saw the venue, my first thought was, you're not looking to sell to the college age. You're looking to sell to the 45 to 55-year-olds that are either recommending it to their kids or using it for their own events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when I looked at the pictures of it and I seen the front of the building, I probably wouldn't want to go in there. I'm not gonna lie.
You can't judge a book.
Yeah,
by
I
its
mean,
cover. Come on.
one of the things she's got to do is she's got to find a ramp or something like that so people can get up there. Can you imagine the bride arriving in a big old gown, and how do you get in there? You got to climb up stairs like this.
Yeah.
Because it's like a
train
platform.
Something.
So
An elevator.
yeah,
Wait,
she's going to
let me look at
elevator.
It's like an elevator.
Those are the kind of things that going to the location and having a look at them and saying, this would be great, but what about this? Is it handicap accessible?
Oh.
What if the grandpa comes along and he's in a wheelchair? Sorry, Gramps, we'll leave you out on the street. Can't get you in the building. What are her shortcomings? You got to start thinking about those kind of things, because that's going to be part of your research, is going to say, this is not a handicap accessible location. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe she's got a solution. Adrian, you're being real quiet, sitting there just absorbing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, well, I came into the meeting a little bit late, so I was just trying to make sure I got all the information correct.
All right, well, I recorded it, so I'll post this on Moodle. So you'll be able to get a link to the full video on it. So everybody will be able to go back and look at what we've talked about. I definitely want you guys to collaborate beyond the classroom session. I'm going to end this in about 2 minutes, unless you've got something else you want to cover. But I want you to talk about this amongst yourselves. If you need me to set up a Teams group for you guys to be part of, so that you can say, okay, we're going to go and jump in there at 2 o'clock this afternoon, I can set that up so you can go in and have your collaboration anytime you want to. But basically, we need to go and get a solid handle on what her business is. Understand it fully. Understand where she wants to go, what services she provides, and those kind of things. So when you give her a background, you can say, the pictures we took and all the rest, you got this venue, this is who you're targeting. We understand your the character of the building is part of your selling point, and really give good background into who the business is and who the industry is. All right? This is yes. This is
Yeah.
I don't know.
Affirmative.
Affirmative. All right. Any questions?
So what do we need to have prepared for Wednesday?
For Wednesday, you guys need to go and think about what you saw today. Watch the video again if you need to, and then also go and chapter 1 there's a video on chapter 1 is already up. Check it out. That'll give you a little bit of background into the first stages of this process. Chapter 2 is up for next week, which will give you a little bit more information. So for the first report, you're covering the content that you'll find in chapter 1 and chapter 2. Both videos are up, okay? Is chapter 2 video up? No, chapter 2 video is not up. Chapter 1 video is up. But the PowerPoints for chapter 2 are up, and you can go on to Learn Smart and go and read about it. This class is going to be, like I said in the beginning, is all about this project. I want you to really wrap your head around what we're doing. I think I posted a sample of what a research proposal looks like. Go and check it out to understand what this is all about, because I want us to really be able to show Jessica that we understood her business. We've figured out who she needs to work with, because you're going to go and do a research survey. This is not just theory. You're actually going to do a survey of people. So who are you going to go and ask? Are you going to contact the Chamber of Commerce and ask them to send it out? Are you going to do in person? Are you going to do something on each of the campuses and go and talk to students? What are you going to do? How are you going to reach people and ask them the questions? What questions are you going to ask them? So figuring out what she's doing, who her target is, and all the rest, that's going to come down to statistics. We talked to 325 people. We showed them pictures of the venue, and the average age of the people that are interested was 32.4. And 80% of the females were interested, 16% of the men were. Statistically, you're going to have target. You're going to be able to say to her, we talked to these people, and this is what we found in our community. This is what people told us. So this is not a theory project. This is a research. You did the survey, you got the numbers, you got the answers. Now you're going to make recommendations based on that data that you got. All right? So there's multiple portions to this project. The first one is understanding what we're dealing with. And that's what we're going to write about the next 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Drill down. Each of you needs to take on a different portion or do it all together. I don't care how you do it. The 4 of you are working on it together. All right?
Y'all want to start a group chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
If you share it amongst yourselves, I don't care where you communicate, how you communicate, but when we get to do the presentation on the 14th, there will be PowerPoints and there will be a presentation done. And all the requirements for that presentation are listed on Moodle. All the requirements for that document, the first report that's due on the 13th is listed on Moodle. And you only submit one document. So you'll agree, okay, Adrian's going to do the writing and he's going to submit the paper. But at the end, you're going to do an evaluation of each other. And if Adrian says, I did all the writing, Tate did squat. He was never there. He never chipped in. I did all the work, and Tate, give him 0. You can give me feedback, because this has got to be a group project. Everybody on board?
Yes.
I don't want to embarrass ourselves in front of a client. You can't stand up there and go, well, we really don't
No.
know what we're talking about.
We're gonna knock it out of the park.
All right. I'm stopping recording, and you guys take it from here, okay?